I can't find out the answer is usually not the correct thing to say. The correct way to say it is, I can't figure out the answer. I'm Teacher Mike, and today I'm going to explain the difference between find out and figure out, as well as how to use them correctly in a sentence. First things first, find out and figure out both basically just mean learn. However, there are important differences, not only in when we use them, but also in how we use them. Find out basically just tells us that you received new information. Maybe someone told you about it. Maybe you read about it. Or maybe you just noticed it somehow. But figure out focuses on you trying to find an answer or solve a problem. For example, the police have found out where he is. This just means that the police now know where he is. Maybe they called lots of people or searched for him. But it's also possible that they didn't do anything. Maybe he called them and said, "This is where I am." But if we say the police figured out where he was, this makes it clear that they actively did something to try to find him. Again, maybe calling people or searching for him. And again, the way that we make sentences with these two phrases is also different. So now we're going to look at some of the ways that we use find out and some of the ways that we use figure out. But first, if you're finding this video useful, please don't forget to give it a like. Doing this really helps support my channel, but it also helps other English learners like you because it tells them that this is a good video to watch. Now, the first way that we use find out is find out noun. And that noun is going to be a fact or piece of information. For example, they're going to find out the truth. Or we found out his real name. Or instead of a noun, you can start with a question word. For example, we need to find out what happened. Or we never found out who it was. You can also use find out that. For example, I found out that it was a scam. Or he's going to find out that that happened. And when we have more general knowledge, we often use find out about. For example, we found out about his past. Or don't let anyone find out about this. And finally, we have find out if, or find out whether. For example, we need to find out whether the store is open. Or, could you please find out if he's coming? Also, just a reminder that in most situations, if and whether mean the same thing. If is just a bit more conversational, while whether is a bit more formal. The first way that we use figure out is also with a noun. For example, she figured out my password. Or, we figured out the answer. Or again, you can use a question word. For example, I can't figure out what happened. Or, we need to figure out who knows about this. Third, we have figure out that. For example, I figured out that he was lying to me. Or, he figured out that someone had made a mistake. And finally, we also use figure out a way to do something. For example, she figured out a faster way to get there. Or, we need to figure out a way to fix this. And yes, there are probably other ways that we use find out and figure out, but these are just some of the most common ones. The main thing that I want you to remember today is just that figuring something out almost always requires effort, while finding something out often happens without effort. And that's why we say, I can't figure out the answer. That means I tried to find it, but I couldn't. I can't find out the answer just doesn't really make sense. We do sometimes use can't find out, but this is usually as a warning. For example, if someone says John can't find out about this, that basically means it would be bad if he learned about this, so please don't tell him. However, when talking about working to find an answer, Figure out is almost always the correct choice. Finally, if you found this video useful and would like more videos like this one, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel because I have new videos like this one every Sunday as well as a live lesson every Wednesday.